Fans who destroyed their lives in seconds. These AFL fans' lives were never the same after one moment. Whether it was a crazy stunt for social media, a drunken decision at the ground, or crossing the line with players and umpires, these people went from passionate supporters to banned, fined, and in court. Today, we're going to discuss them all. We start at the 2020 AFL Grand Final at the Gabba. Social media pranksters Michael Broekhuis and Martin Sokolinski, better known as Marty and Michael, decided to make their own highlight. Wearing their own merch, they jumped the fence, kicked their own ball through the big sticks, and instantly halted the biggest game of the year. Security dragged them off, the game was delayed, and both men ended up in court, copping $750 fines each. Speaking later to 7 News, they admitted it was one of those things where we just wanted to make a funny video and didn't expect to stop the match. But in Victoria, where the grand final is almost sacred, the backlash was fierce. Marty even admitted, "I thought I'd ruined our careers." It was a perfect example of how one prank for clout can snowball into criminal charges and long-term damage to your reputation. Then there's Noel Bridge at Optus Stadium. In September's elimination final between West Coast and Essendon, a fiery contest broke out when Zach Merritt tugged Nick Naitanui's hair. As players shoved each other into the fence, Bridge, an Indigenous business leader sitting in the exclusive locker room area, hurled his beer towards the boundary. The drink mostly missed the players, but soaked a broadcast camera, and the footage went national. The AFL's integrity unit came down hard, banning him from every AFL match in the country for 3 years. One of the harshest spectator penalties ever handed out. Bridge quietly left the stadium that night and hasn't commented publicly since. But the message from the league was clear. Spectators are not supposed to join in. But if you think a 3-year ban is bad, check this. In August 2024, during Carlton's clash with St Kilda at Marvel Stadium, a 23-year-old former Carlton member threw a bottle that struck goal umpire Stephen Piperno in the back of the head, leaving him bleeding and needing medical treatment. Police quickly identified and charged the man with recklessly causing injury, discharging a missile and unlawful assault. The AFL handed down a lifetime ban from all men's and women's matches.
The AFL handed out lifetime bans last year. I just need to find this person and then they will not be allowed back to any football stadium, potentially forever.
General Counsel Stephen Mead said it bluntly, "What we witnessed on Sunday is not acceptable, and it never will be." One throw not only cost him his membership, but gave him a criminal record and a lifetime exile from the game. Finally, there's the Marvel Stadium incident involving Richmond's Marlion Pickett. In round 21, 2023, a supporter in the general admission section stood up mid-game, leaned over the fence and patted Pickett on the shoulder 3 times while his back was turned. Pickett spun around and knocked the drink from the fan's hand before alerting club officials. The AFL banned the patron from attending any AFL or AFLW game until October 2024. Kylie Rogers from the AFL summed it up. "We love the interactions between players and fans. However, what we saw on Friday night during the match is not acceptable and never will be." In the same game, teenagers were even caught throwing eggs onto the field, narrowly missing Bulldogs star Jason Johannesson. In 2018, an Essendon supporter caused a social media storm after leaning over the fence and abusing Melbourne ruckman Max Gawn at Etihad Stadium. Close-up TV footage showed him in an Essendon scarf yelling in Gawn's face late in the third quarter. Gawn calmly slotted a banana goal and smiled back. But the fallout for the fan was immediate. Security spoke to him on the spot, police interviewed people nearby, and Essendon issued him a first and final warning under its member code of conduct. The man later posted a statement on the club website saying he was truly sorry and embarrassed, admitting his actions had shamed his family and embarrassed the club he loved. No charges were laid, but he now risks losing his membership forever if he steps out of line again. A classic example of one outburst undoing years of loyalty. Fast forward to 2019. Richmond had just beaten Carlton by 33 points in the season opener at the MCG when an ugly brawl erupted in the stands. Video on social media showed a man in a Richmond jumper punching another fan to the ground and throwing more punches while standing over him. Police arrested a 19-year-old from Eltham and fined him $322 for riotous behaviour, while the AFL publicly condemned the fight and said bans were on the table. CEO Gillan McLachlan called the incident a disgrace on 3AW and demanded answers from the MCC about the speed of the security response.
MCG security under scrutiny after a violent brawl. The fight left parents and children terrified as they waited for guards and police to take action. It's prompted a warning to fans as the AFL plans to get tough.
With 85,000 fans trying to leave at once, security took nearly 2 minutes to reach the melee. The AFL stressed that every person who comes to our game needs to feel safe. But the footage has become a warning about how quickly one bad decision can turn a night at the footy into a criminal record. And finally, the Gold Coast Suns' own version of crossing the line. After a 73-point loss to Melbourne in 2016, a frustrated Suns member confronted captain Gary Ablett at Metricon Stadium as the teams were leaving the field. Vision showed Ablett trying to calm the man down before walking away.
73-point win to Melbourne. This was interesting, boys. After the game, fans having a crack at a few of the players, and Gary Ablett just playing the peacemaker, just going out to tell the Gold Coast fans just to settle down. They are angry, the Suns fans. Second week in a row they've been thumped.
The club invoked its member code of conduct, and both parties reached a suitable resolution. The supporter apologised for his behaviour and gave up his membership. In a statement, the Suns said they welcomed passionate support, but would protect the family-friendly environment we have and our members expect. One heated exchange was enough to end the man's time as an official supporter. From pranksters stopping a grand final, to beer and bottle throwers, to fans making physical contact with players, these stories show how one impulsive act can ruin years of access, and even lead to court or criminal charges. Which other AFL fans do you think destroyed their lives in seconds? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one.